Here's your news for May 11th, 2020. We are kicking off today with huge news from WWE's crowdless shows, as the company has been trying to find some answers about how to get the fans to tune in. Fans haven't been allowed in WWE since the March 13th edition of Smackdown, and in a recent WWE Fan Council Survey, the company questioned how their audience's viewing habits have been affected by the current situation. In addition to asking fans what parts of the show are the best and the worst, as well as which superstars they want to see more or less of, the company also offered a list of possible ideas they might implement to gauge whether fans are in favor or against them. Interestingly, one option the company put forth was using other wrestlers in the crowd, as this could be a temporary solution to the crowdless shows. Other options fans can vote on include having matches occur outside the arena, having more championship or stipulation matches, and even if the company should bring in more celebrities to their programming. Clearly, the WWE is trying to figure out a solution to their current problem, and it certainly makes sense to ask the fans themselves what they want to see. Although WWE hasn't featured any live fans in the build towards Money in the Bank, the big ladder matches were pre-recorded at WWE headquarters in Stamford. It turns out that one fan might have been allowed in. Superfan Smiles, who is also known as the Green Shirt Guy, posted some very interesting photos. He was sporting a mask and inside the WWE headquarters. This post was accompanied by a question asking who fans think is going to win the big ladder matches this year. Superfan Smiles got some real attention for these photos. It appears that he was allowed somewhere that no other fan was permitted. To everybody's surprise, Otis is the winner of the men's WWE Money in the Bank briefcase, but don't bank on him cashing in on Universal Champion Braun Strowman. During an interview with Digital Spy earlier this week, Otis said that he would be cashing in on the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. "If I get the briefcase, we're challenging for the tag team titles," Otis said. He added, "I don't think there's a rule of what titles to challenge for, so we're going to challenge for the tag team titles, cash it in, and that's what's going to happen. If I can get up that ladder." The Money in the Bank ladder matches were taped several weeks ago, which means Otis already knew he had won when he made that statement. Unless plans change, it looks like we'll see Heavy Machinery versus The New Day for the titles in the near future. We've got news from WWE's latest releases next. As though Lio Rush isn't part of the WWE anymore, the Man of the Hour reportedly had some big plans before his departure. Speaking to Fightful, Rush revealed that at one point while he was managing Bobby Lashley, there were plans for him to capture the Intercontinental Championship. And while the title change was planned during Lashley's feud with Finn Balor, Rush doesn't remember why it didn't pan out. It wasn't long after the Balor feud that Lashley and Rush were split, and while he would briefly hold the NXT Cruiserweight title, Rush left WWE on April 15th, never holding the IC gold. From one former WWE superstar to another now, and we've got some worrying news to report, as Alberto Del Rio was arrested recently. According to a News 4 in San Antonio report, the former world champion was arrested following an incident on May 3rd where he allegedly assaulted a female, causing multiple injuries to her body. When the victim tried to report this incident to police, Del Rio allegedly slapped her across the head again before asking what she was doing and slapped her once again. The victim told police that the former superstar forced her to wear a dress and dance for him, and when she refused, Del Rio allegedly threatened to take her son and drop him off in the middle of a road. After this, Del Rio was taken into custody at 11 a.m. local time on May 9th and was released that evening on a $5,000 bond. This isn't the first time the WWE superstar has had a brush with the law, as he was investigated for domestic violence in 2017. And though we should mention that all allegations are allegations at this time, fans shouldn't expect to see Del Rio in a WWE ring anytime soon, if ever again. We are going back in time to Hell in a Cell 2019, a show that will live in the memories of fans for its truly bizarre ending. In the main event Hell in a Cell match between then Universal Champion Seth Rollins and The Fiend, the match ended via referee stoppage, though many believe the ref had called for a DQ finish. Speaking to TalkSport this week, the Monday Night Messiah admitted feeling like he was dead in the water after that match, saying, "I was left out there as a bit of a scapegoat in that situation, and there was nothing I could do about it, but I was the one that had to face the scrutiny. And no one really cared about me at that point in time, or about how I was feeling, or about what really went into that moment, that night, and everything that went along with it." Rollins added that it was the much maligned match that made him realize changes needed to be made. As well, Rollins was certainly more unpopular in the feud against Wyatt despite being the face at the time. Given the incredibly loud backlash from fans, it wasn't long after that Wyatt gained the title at Crown Jewel, and WWE wisely turned Seth heel shortly thereafter. We've got news from All Elite Wrestling next, as Jim Ross recently spoke about his relationship with WWE on his Grillin' JR podcast. During a watch-along of the May 23, 2005 episode of Raw, an episode that included Vince McMahon, Paul Heyman, and Eric Bischoff sharing the ring to hype the ECW One Night Stand event, both Ross and Conrad Thompson praised Vince, with JR saying, "Vince McMahon was the greatest heel that I've ever worked with. The greatest pure heel that I've ever worked with. He was the top heel in the Attitude Era, Mr. McMahon." The Oklahoma native also had high praise for ECW alum Tajiri, saying that he always enjoyed calling his matches and his facial expressions were top-notch. Though when asked why Tajiri didn't get a bigger push in WWE, JR replied, "He just wasn't big enough. He was a cruiserweight. Vince never saw big money in cruiserweights." The obvious exception to this rule is Rey Mysterio, who in addition to being a cruiserweight, is also a three-time WWE World Champion and Royal Rumble winner. Ross described the Masked Superstars as a different breed of cruiserweight, saying, "He had that moveset that was absolutely amazing. He was new, he was fresh, he had a great look. The mask is a big deal for him, but Rey Mysterio was a legitimate star long before WWE. He just got better and better." Concluding, JR said that it's impossible to compare Rey to other cruiserweights, saying, "He was a little different breed of cat. You can't compare Rey Mysterio to all of the other cruiserweights because he was that much better and on a different level in my estimation." JR concluded that given Rey's incredible success as a wrestler, he is a sure-shot future Hall of Famer. Speaking of legends of this industry, we've got news from Booker T next, as the two-time Hall of Famer has claimed he wants one last match before retiring for good. Speaking on the Reality of Wrestling podcast, the five-time WCW World Champion made it clear he wants a match with Corey Graves, despite the announcer retiring in 2014 due to injuries. Booker said, "I want to make a comeback. At 55, I want to be able to go back and finish properly." Booker also claimed that he has challenged Graves on multiple occasions in the past, as a rumored tension between the two reportedly started when Booker claimed Graves was the reason he lost his position on Monday Night Raw. Booker also added that he isn't trying to pull an Edge, as he made it clear that if he was to return, it would be for just one match. Although Graves has been officially retired since 2014, the savior of misbehavior recently shared the ring with his brother Sam Adonis earlier this month, leading to speculation on a possible return to the ring. The former world champion also added that he would take on Graves anywhere, whether it be in the ring or in the streets, so if Graves ever does come out of retirement, he's already got a challenger waiting for him. We've got news from Money in the Bank now, as fans caught another glimpse of the Smackdown Hacker. After the shadowy figure once again said that he sees and hears everyone and everything, the hacker received an access granted message on their screen, allowing them to watch various clips of the WWE superstars. The segment ended with the hacker's usual message of "the truth will be revealed," but the hacker's identity wasn't uncovered, as it looks like fans will have to wait even longer to see who is revealed as the hacker. Speaking of Money in the Bank, we're looking at the titular match, as not only did 12 superstars compete for the men's and women's briefcases, but there were plenty of cameos throughout the main event. First, fans caught a glimpse of Brother Love leaving the bathroom to greet Rey Mysterio, before a business shirt-clad Doink decided to make his presence known. Up next, People Power once again reigned supreme as John Laurinaitis arrived in catering, only to receive a pie to the face, courtesy of Otis. When AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan brawled into Mr. McMahon's office, the boss was there and clearly wasn't happy. Ordering the pair of former world champions out, McMahon ended his cameo by sanitizing his hands, showing that even the multimillionaire knows the importance of keeping safe in these unprecedented times. The match didn't just see these cameos, however, as Elias also made his return during the match, costing King Corbin his chance to capture the coveted men's briefcase. With this return, it certainly seems like the feud between Elias and Corbin will continue, especially after the singing superstar defeated the King at WrestleMania 36. One man who also came up short in the Money in the Bank ladder match last night was Alistair Black, who has opened up about his marriage with Zelina Vega. Though they may oppose each other on TV, the pair are very close outside of the ring, and while speaking to the New York Post, the former NXT champion described working against his wife on Monday Night Raw. He said, She's super professional, and I think we'd like to think we're both really professionals. It's just going to work and we play our characters on TV, and however we are in private life is what we are in private life. Once we get to work, we got to work, and it's go time. For me, it doesn't do anything specifically. I think the outside world is more fascinated by the fact that me and my wife are competing against each other than we are ourselves. Given that the pair recently started their own YouTube channel, neither Black nor Vega are keeping their marriage a secret from fans, and if somebody does believe the animosity on screen is real, then that's just proof both performers are doing their job well. Back to Money in the Bank, and it was during the show that the WWE confirmed its next pay-per-view will be Backlash and will take place on June 14th. Though the company announcing their next major event during a pay-per-view is nothing new, what is notable is that WWE didn't give a location for the show, and it's likely that it'll take place at the Performance Center. In fact, the Wikipedia entry for the upcoming show already lists the location as WWE's Performance Center, and although this hasn't been confirmed by WWE, it's likely that the PC will play host to Backlash until something huge changes in the ongoing global situation. And finally today, we're ending with the results of Money in the Bank, as the show was a short, unique affair compared to previous years. After Jeff Hardy defeated Cesaro on the pre-show, The New Day retained their SmackDown tag titles in Fatal 4-Way action, while Bobby Lashley subbed in for MVP to defeat R-Truth. Up next, SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley kept her record-long reign going by defeating Tamina. Braun Strowman retained his Universal title against Bray Wyatt, and Drew McIntyre silenced the Monday Night Messiah to retain the WWE title. And in the main event, it was Asuka and Otis who walked away with the Money in the Bank contracts, bringing an end to yet another incredibly unique pay-per-view that the WWE hosted without a crowd. While Otis surprisingly walked out with the briefcase and the tag of Mr. Money in the Bank, another compelling aspect that we witnessed during the match was King Corbin taking Alistair Black and Rey Mysterio out of the equation by throwing them from the roof of the WWE headquarters. Let's see what we have in store for Rey Mysterio and Alistair Black for the future.